hope you're keeping safe and well. My name is Joanie and this is my channel, Joanie Loves. Please hit that subscribe button and the bell, that would be cool. And today I'm chatting to you about melasma or pigmentation, sometimes referred to as the mask of pregnancy. So what is melasma? Melasma is when those melanocytes, these are the guys that create the pigment in the skin, have been overstimulated in areas, and it usually occurs in the centre of the face, so the forehead. You can sometimes get it on the nose, cheek area. You get a lot of it here, especially in pregnant women, this moustache, and also the chin area. But you can also get pigmentation or melasma on the neck area. So people who tan well usually are the people who are more prone to it. Okay, and what causes it? So these are questions that I get asked all the time about it, and I have seen 2 clients specifically recently with this issue, and I'll have a wee chat about them. So what causes melasma? The main thing is UV rays, okay, sun exposure. You get it from genetics, hormone changes or hormone fluctuations. So that's why it's given that nickname, the mask of pregnancy, because in women who are pregnant, the fluctuation of the progesterone, the male hormone, and the female hormone, estrogen, causes this to stimulate the melanocyte stimulating hormone, MSH for short. It stimulates that to overproduce, and you quite often see it in women who in pregnancy will have it round about this area usually. Especially if they're on holiday and they tan quite well, they can get it here. And the issue is for all of people who are prone to melasma that you will still get it again as soon as you go back into that sun. You will. So it can come back to haunt you. That's what melasma is all about. What else? Skin irritation. If you go for a treatment like IPL or microdermabrasion, those treatments that are sort of aggressive treatments to the skin, they can cause issues with heat going into the skin, and the heat is a real problem because anything that puts too much heat in the skin starts the inflammation process, and again that will stimulate the MSH, melanocyte stimulating hormone, to produce more melanin, and you'll get more dark patches. So be careful if you like saunas, and if you like, you know, anything to do with heat, or do you like baking? And this is when I'm going to take you to one of my clients, a lovely lady who came to me and quite a dark skin tone, and she had black spots or really bad melasma around this area. And we had the consultation and we talked about the things that she needs to do, but then I found out that she actually likes to bake, and it's actually her home business. She's got 2 ovens in her kitchen and she bakes every day, and that was the issue. Even with the windows open, that heat will absolutely acerbate that melasma on her skin. So be thinking about that. What are your hobbies? Even silly things like holding a hairdryer, or if you're a hairstylist and you're holding hairdryers all day, that heat will aggravate your skin, inflame it, and that's because it's dilating the blood vessels in the skin, causing inflammation, and again that can trigger the melanocytes to overproduce. Okay, so what else? Perfume. I'm going to go into this, and there's a video up here you can watch about how perfume can aggravate your skin. I have fragrance, but spraying perfume, you'll see this in some women now that I'm pointing out. Is it you, I wonder? Where they're sprayed the perfume on their neck, and then they'll go out into the sun and you will see the pigmentation starting to happen, and it can be really bad. And I have another client like that who loves the sun. In fact, she runs as well outside. She loves sun. She loves traveling over to hot climates, and the issue is that she had bad pigmentation here and here just from spraying the perfume, and it was different shades. So melasma can look like brown spots, it can look grey, black, and it can look really mottled on this area here. And this is something that the guys need to know as well. Even if you're putting on aftershave and then going out to the sun, you need to really think twice about putting that aftershave on. So looking for anything that's maybe alcohol free and fragrance free when you're putting that on, that's maybe the way to think about it. So what else? Women who are taking the birth control pill, I'm just saying that again, it's causing a fluctuation in your hormones. You'll be more predisposed to having melasma, and if you've had it in the past, that can certainly cause it again, and you might be wondering, where am I getting this pigmentation from? So have a think about changing the birth control pill or stopping it altogether, finding alternative methods. And then we've got the other side of that, HRT, women taking HRT. Yep, again causing fluctuations in the hormones, aggravating it. So there's a few things you need to think about to really look after your melasma if you're prone to it, and what you need to do to stop it, and think of these changes. So I've told you what happens, that the melanocytes are getting stimulated to overproduce, and that's through the melanocyte stimulating hormone, and people with darker skin are more prone to it. So what else? Stress. This is a good one. Someone asked me about the job they had, and they were talking about the job they've got and the stress they're under, and does that cause pigmentation? And it does. So this is a thing we need to know about hormones plus stress management. So the hormones and the stress, those two things together will play a part, because when you're stressed, your body is producing cortisol, the hormone cortisol. And again, that can aggravate the estrogen level, the female hormone in the body, again causing this imbalance. And this imbalance can definitely exacerbate the production of melanin in the skin. So you need to really get into the stress management, take up yoga, practice the deep breathing. So that's really something, stress levels really need to be under control. The main thing is this, the sun and the heat. So UV rays will stimulate the melanin to produce, to, you know, like almost like to protect your skin. That's what it's doing. So the bottom of the epidermis, you've got the basal layer where these melanocytes, these little guys are, and sun's going to come out, and these melanocytes come out and form like an umbrella over the skin cells to protect the DNA, and that's what they do. Okay, if you're prone to pigmentation, they will overproduce melanin, and that's when you'll get the melasma. So the sun is a big culprit. But have you thought about other places where we get sun unconsciously? What about when you're driving in the car, right? That is coming, the UV rays are coming through, and they're invisible, aren't they? You can't see them, but they're coming through the car window onto your skin, onto your hands, and you'll see that with age spots, pigmentation on your hands. So where else, if you're in a gym or you're working in an office and you've got UV coming through the window, always be conscious of that. And I hate to tell you that all these, your smartphones, your devices, you're getting the visible lights off of this, and that will also aggravate melasma sufferers. It will encourage and aggravate it and trigger more production. So be thinking about that and being careful about that. So what does this mean that you've got to think about? How are you going to treat it? How are you going to look after it? And number one has got to be sunscreen. I'm going to scream that word for the rest of my life, everyone. Sunscreen, sunscreen. But you must get the sunscreen on, and that is a daily use. And even if you're indoors, because you're still with computers and smartphones and iPads, you have to really get that sunscreen habit going. You must get it going. You must. So a sunscreen, and I really do like mineral sunscreens or physical sunscreens, because they contain zinc oxide and titanium dioxide, and these two ingredients really will look after sensitive skin first of all, and they will absolutely deflect the rays and they won't let them enter the skin. So they really are good. And I'm going to say that if you use a really good sunscreen, SPF 30 with zinc oxide and titanium dioxide in it, it really sort of, think of it as your protective layer on your skin. It's protecting you from the environment, from free radicals, everything. It's really cool. And even if you can get one with antioxidants contained in it, all the better, all the better. So thinking about the sunscreen you're using, I do prefer definitely the physical sunscreens, which are usually all mineral protection, because they're the best if you've got this sensitized skin already. So what else? If you're unsure, I've got to say this, if you're unsure it is melasma you've got, right, usually a qualified, experienced esthetician or dermatologist will be able to look at you and they'll be able to see that it is melasma you've got. If you are in any doubt, you can get checked over with a Woods lamp. The dermatologist will use that to double check that it is melasma that you've got, or they may suggest that they take a small piece of your skin just to perform a biopsy on it, and that will 100% let them know and let you know that it is melasma, and then put a forward treatment plan in place especially for you. I've got to be saying that the two ladies I'm talking about that I treated recently with melasma, it is a long-term plan. Nothing, melasma's not going to go like that. I'm sorry to tell you that it's not going to go like that. You have to know what to do, how to make changes to your lifestyle, and then get the treatments and think of it as a long-term plan. It's going to take months and months, it is, and then hopefully you'll really have the lifestyle changes in place. So I've talked about avoid sun, wear a hat, the big brimmed hat, and sunglasses when you're out, and the UV protective clothing. Thinking about the hat you can get that is UV protected, that would even be better. I'm going to just mention this, I've just thought about the sunglasses thing. The sunglasses, I love the look of aviators. Who doesn't like the look of the aviators? They're so cool. But metal rimmed sunglasses will aggravate you if you're a melasma sufferer, because the metal, and I've seen this happening where the metal rims touching the cheek area here, and it really will cause heat in the skin and aggravate it, but it also will put in the reflection of the rays into the UV rays into the skin, and also visible light rays. So please, if you're a sufferer from pigmentation, don't buy a cool pair of plastic sunglasses. Plastic rims are best for you. They are best for you. And you can get cool ones. I've got big square ones. I think I'm a trendy person. Anyway, that's the big sunglasses. The hormone medications. This is number 2 to think about in prevention. Think about changing from, birth control pills and the HRT. Just, think about stopping them. If you stop them, you're not going to be prone to it. And I have said to you that if you are pregnant, once you have had your baby, usually the melasma will go in a few months after you have the birth of the baby. Yes, it should happen. Next is good nutrition. I'm always chatting to you about your nutrition, but good nutrition, having lots of antioxidants in your food, eating your good fruit and veggie, colours of all different colours. That's important, especially if you're prone to melasma, because usually the people that are prone to melasma, their skin can be easily inflamed, easily aggravated. Just thinking about that, and thinking about anti-inflammatory fruits and veg, pile your plate up with veggies, but all different colours, thinking about it that way, just to get those antioxidants and anti-inflammatory foods into your system. That would be really cool. That would help you. Next one, exfoliating cleansers. So what we have to do, this is a time when I'm going to say if you have got melasma, you really do need to exfoliate. You do, and I have chatted about exfoliation before. Yeah, you need to use an exfoliator, however, one that's going to polish the skin and get the dead skin cells off. Think about one that's going to polish the skin. Okay, so an exfoliating cleanser that contains AHAs is really a cool way to go. So exfoliating cleanser that contains glycolic acid, lactic acid, thinking about those, because they are definitely going to work, and that's a nice way to do an alpha-hydroxy acid cleanser, and taking time to massage it in. Always gentle pressure, and then face cloth face cloth, nice gentle face cloth, take that in lukewarm water and take the cleanser off. Do that a couple of times every night with an exfoliating cleanser, and that's going to help lighten and brighten up the skin. Remember, it's out with the old cells, in with the new, so we're trying to speed up the skin renewal system as well. And the exfoliation bit, the real scrub bit. So looking for skin scrubs that are gentle, as I said, that polish the skin surface, that have got no toxic beads in them, but something that is gentle on the skin. Not be using a harsh Clarisonic. No, when your skin's already producing melanin, we really need to calm it down, or too much melanin, we need to calm it down and keep it from being inflamed. So you want to have a nice gentle skin scrub. I'll put links below in this video for you to look at products and see if you can have a look at them, and they might help your thought process. But looking at a skin scrub, and definitely doing that for the girls, I prefer you really doing skin scrubs at night. So after you've double cleansed your skin, still double cleanse, get the makeup off, use the cleanser, and then use a nice skin scrub or a refiner, face refiner after that, and doing it at night so that it's then a nice clean skin, and then putting on your next product. So the next product I want you to think about is retinol. And retinol is something you really need to have if you are prone to melasma. The only people that should not use retinol, and you've got to be careful when using it and choosing the right one, you can't use retinol when you're pregnant, so it's a no-no. It's a no-no. You can have the exfoliating cleanser, but no retinol. But the retinol is a really great product for you to use because it's going to stimulate the skin renewal faster. It will, so that will lighten and brighten up, and it should work quite quickly, the retinol. The thing to think about is look for encapsulated retinol. That is really one that's going to be time releasing on your skin. It shouldn't aggravate you, and build up tolerance. So maybe use it twice the first few weeks, and then build up 3 times a week at night, and then 2 eventually you can manage to do it every night, but build up slowly. Retinol is an amazing product for you to use, and I would really absolutely stick in there with retinol, and it's really going to help that melasma fade it really, really well, combined with your exfoliating cleanser, and you're on a winner. If you want to, you definitely can go and get the prescription retinol from the dermatologist. That might be the next stage. If you've had your melasma for a long time, that might be the way to go. So you know, you can go and get, it's tretinoin that they will do. It's a retinoid, but tretinoin is prescription only, so you can go there and do that. Another thing I want you to think about is ALPHA-HYDROXY peels. Going to a really advanced esthetician and getting a course of ALPHA-HYDROXY peels, again with glycolic acid in it and lactic acid. These peels, the glycolic acid ones, are really, really good, and having a course of them is going to absolutely fade those and get that dead skin off, and having that every few weeks, that will really help this issue. It will. And not forgetting the favourite one of mine of all for all skin, and you can use this when you're pregnant, and that is a vitamin C serum. A vitamin C serum is really going to do really wonders for your melasma. So vitamin C is going to lighten and brighten the skin. It's going to also, it's L-ascorbic acid, that's the one you're going to look for. L-ascorbic acid, that's the best form of vitamin C in a serum or in a cream, and using that in the daytime. Okay, so I really like thinking about using the vitamin C in the daytime and sunscreen on top. But the vitamin C is going to do a couple of things. It's going to help shed the skin, it's going to lighten and brighten the skin. But the clever thing about vitamin C, okay, apart from it being anti-aging and stimulating the collagen, the vitamin C is going to help prevent the overproduction, because it helps this enzyme tyronase that really makes the melanin in production. It stops that from overproducing, so it inhibits the action of tyrosinase. Tyrosinase is this enzyme that makes the melanin produce. Okay, so it's going to inhibit that. So it is a bit like, I'm trying to think, a natural sunscreen. Can I say that? Thinking about it that way, but the vitamin C is key. And finally, Never forget the sunscreen. Looking for the sunscreen and using one every day. So it's great to cleanse your skin in the morning, put on your eye cream, and then put on your vitamin C serum. Let that absorb completely into the skin. Really let it absorb completely into the skin. And usually you can get a nice tinted moisturiser with an SPF 30, a broad spectrum mineral moisturiser, looking for that and using that on top. And if you do that, I'll be really happy. I'll be really happy. And if you go outdoors, remember, if you're outdoors the whole day, you should reapply your sunscreen every couple of hours. You really need to get into that habit too. So I hope that was information that's going to help you. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up and share it with your friends. If you've tried anything for your melasma that you know has worked, please let me know in the comments below. I really would like to hear that. And look after yourselves, okay? And keep that sunscreen habit. Get into it. If you're not in it already, get into it today. So take care. Thanks for watching. Bye.